you're saying that there's a chance for another reality check today.
There's another chance for another reality check today, I promise.
Okay, good. Well, listen. Yeah. Guys, what's going on out there today? Thank you for hanging out with me and Jeff Jacklich. I am Brent Abel. That guy right over there, if you're on YouTube, is Jeff Jacklich. I'm in the California desert, Rancho Mirage, yeah, Mission Hills Country Club here. And Jeff, with a new venue for the last few days back there in the Pontiac, Michigan area, where he's just started a 5-month gig at the Wesson Lawn Tennis Club. Exciting.
Yeah.
And boy, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Very cool. We're just prepping. We're opening Memorial Weekend for the season, and
right.
So right now it's there's not a lot of tennising going on, but it's a lot of prep work, which is great. It's exciting because I need to get to know the ins and outs, the behind the scenes, where everything is, how it all works, and so it's really great that I'm here early to get a chance to do all that because it's all it's really fun and.
Look, it's like training for a tournament. Right now, you're in the prep, you're training, you're getting fitter, you're doing all the stuff, working on your game for the big tournament that starts Memorial Day weekend there. So you're all set.
That's good.
That's right. Well, listen, guys, before we get into today's topic, which Jeff's going to tee up. I don't know what it is, which I always love. I just love not knowing what's coming at me. But before we get there, just a quick reminder, Jeff and I have got a couple of free things we want to give you as a way of saying thank you for tuning in to the Gold Ball Hunting podcast. Number one is we've got a free 10-minute private coaching call. The three of us get on the phone. It's a little three-way call. And all we ask you, bring that one thing in your game right now that you're struggling with that you know that if you could get that solved, you'd start getting the result you want in your singles or doubles matches. And then the second thing we've got for you is a private video that Jeff and I recorded months ago on how to help you reduce your skill level range. And I won't go into skill level range today. We do that often enough on each podcast. But just go to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name, email address, click the button, and you'll get immediate access to both of those things that I just mentioned. So, Jeff, what's on your mind today?
So many things, but the main thing is this idea, and this runs the gamut from league players, senior national players, and parents of junior players. This little kind of this trend, and it really is it's a false belief, really, and the idea is that always wanting to play with better players. From the junior side, I want little Johnny to be playing in the upper group.
Right.
I want him to be playing better players, blah, blah, blah. And in the league stuff, I want to be playing in the upper group. I want to be this, right? And maybe, it's probably a little less in the tournaments, this idea. Because there is the guys that are good, the guys, everybody, I mean, in an open event, but it comes down to practicing, in practicing. Who are you practicing with, and what's your mindset in that, right? So what do you think? I've got my own thoughts on it, but what do you think about this idea that and it's a thing. I mean, you've directed clubs before, and everybody wants to be in the upper group, and
Well, I'll tell you personally, for me as a competitive tournament player, I know that I need to play some guys who are better than I am. I need to be able to go out there and know that I'm going to lose sets to this guy. In fact, I got a guy today that I'm going to play, and I mean the chances of winning a set off this guy are totally based on his performance. So if he just kind of gets bored, or if he just kind of throws it in, there's a chance I might be able to squeak out a set. But if he gets serious and decides to play, It's not going to happen. And that's fine because I use it more to desensitize myself to that skill level. I'm not actually trying to think, well, I need to go practice against this guy who I can rarely ever take a set from in a way that I'm going, okay, I really want to win today, as opposed to,
Right.
I just want to desensitize myself to the spin, to the power, to the consistency, and just eventually stop feeling so rushed against that level, right? And stop.
Can you get comfortable?
Can I get comfortable? And the only way I can do that is by getting enough of a steady diet of that upper level that's above me. And when I do get comfortable with that, you know what happens is when I play with my guys, it just I'm now more comfortable and just more confident. Now I'm telling you, I can't practice every day with someone that's going to beat me every time I play, because I need to be able to go out and play with guys who, on the other end, not that I'm going totally towards, someone that if I get the serve in, it's probably never coming back, but someone that I should be beating 8 out of 10 sets. 9 out of 10 sets. And that one set is just, who knows? But if we were to play
it's a bit of an aberration.
Something, right?
Yeah.
But I need to be able to take care of business with that player, and I need to make sure that I'm not developing bad habits against that kind of a player. And it's easy because you know that if you're beating this guy 8, 9 out of 10 sets, it's easy to get lazy. It's easy to just go, throw it in there. Come on, man, give it to me. Just give it to me. No, I don't want to develop those bad habits. I don't want to get lazy out there. And yet, at the same time, I need to be able to maintain some swing freedom where I'm not just pushing everything back just so that I can present him with enough balls that he might miss. I need to play. And not think about, when I play the really good guy, the score. When I play the guy I should be beating all the time, the score. Or playing some guy who's right at my level, that if I was to play him in a tournament, and we're talking about practice sets here, if I was to play him in a tournament, it's 50-50. So I need to practice against all three of those skill levels in terms of practice sets. And, what's the ratio? I don't know. I mean, there's no way I could ever set up, for the next month, the next 30 days, I've got the great guy, a third, 50-50 guy, a third, and the guy I should beat all the time, a third. It doesn't never work out that way. But that's kind of my philosophy. And again, for me, it's about not getting lazy with either one of those kind of three types of play.
That's the nugget there is understanding why you're on the court with that level of player. So I kind of break it down into 25% above, in a perfect world, 25% better than me, as you described, 50% my level. And my level means, my level, I guess. And so, like you said, I'm going to trade sets occasionally. I might go through a period where I'm winning most of the sets, and then all of a sudden, blah, blah, it goes the other direction. It's in there, right? And then 25% with players that I know I'm actually playing them for a reason. I'm not playing them because I know how to beat them. I'm playing them because I need to work on something. I'm playing this guy because I know I can serve and volley against him. I know his return. So I need to get in here and do these certain things and work on this. I know I'm playing this other guy because he does this, and I need to work on these certain aspects of it. It's not just going out there and go, if I just shove 4 balls back in the court, 5 balls, I know Bob's going to miss again. That doesn't move the meter for me. That doesn't move the practice meter and what my skill set is improving or not. So when you play those lesser players, don't look down your nose at them. Look at them as their opportunities. They're great opportunities to practice specific things in your game.
Well, and look, the big thing with when you play a guy who is either at your level or below your level. The easy thing is to get sucked into, man, I don't want to lose today because,
Right.
I mean, what's going to happen if I drop a set or if I lose to this guy today, and then we walk in the clubhouse and the
Well,
first.
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. Brent and Jeff are going to find out, and they're going to talk about it in tomorrow's episode.
That's right.
We're gonna broadcast it.
It's
to
going to be
everybody.
all over the internet. So
Right.
you have to be able, and I think where you're kind of going with this, Jeff, especially with the guys who are at your level or the guys, it even happens with the guys who are better than you are. Oh, man, I sure hope I don't lose 0-0 today. What do I have to do to not lose 0-0?
Right.
You guys, and Jeff, you talk about this all the time. Screw the score, screw the result. You've got specific, just like you said, you've got specific reasons why you want to play the guy who's here, and you want to play the guy at your level. And if you're all you're thinking about is, well, I don't want to be embarrassed, then you know what? You're not going to move the needle. I'll tell you the other thing I do too is some days I don't really think of anything other than I just want to play this guy today. And all I want to do is just hustle my ass off. I have got no, I'm not working on any part of my game. I'm not working on I'm not thinking about winning or beating or whatever. I just want to use this as a fitness opportunity. How much effort can I put out there?
Right. And you know what's interesting about that little comment is also dovetails really greatly into actually practicing competing.
Yeah. Right.
Right. What does that word mean? Competing.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of hustle involved in that word.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grit involved in that word.
Yeah.
And just staying in there, hanging around.
Yep.
One more point, one more ball. I like, especially in prep the last few weeks before an event, I like playing some of the younger guys, maybe, the 40s, 45s, the guys that can still really stick a serve.
Yeah.
And I like that. And it's a little rough the first few sets out there. But, all of a sudden, by the end of it, it's like I'm getting dialed in. And all of a sudden, hey, I'm picking up the guy's serve, starting to feel good about returns and that. Because then, playing my own age group, a lot of it starts to look like milk-fed veal. I mean, it's just stuff that's just,
right.
It's like, man, this is great.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, again, what's the purpose of the practice? Why am I out here? So I think it's important. That when we were talking about the last episode, it just struck me that it's another blind spot. Because the other thing is this: that if you're always playing up, you don't care if you lose. You don't worry about losing. But now, when you finally go play an event or you play in your league or something, you don't know how to compete at your level.
Right. That's right. So.
Yeah. It's like now there's this.
Listen, I think you've brought up something that, we could have teed this up for an episode all to itself, but there's something to the skill of being willing to compete, and I remember once years ago, Phil Landauer, who's a great friend of mine and a big time goal baller. He and I were actually doing a little broadcast, a little video broadcast. We were watching the great Larry Turville play, and I don't think Paul Wolf will mind if I say this, but he was, Larry at that time. This was probably 7-8 years ago. Larry was just going through everybody like, you're not even on the court with me. There's no one over there, and he was playing Paul Wolf, and I'm telling you, Paul Wolf is one of the world's great singles and doubles players in his age group, and Larry had won the first set like 6-1, and it was like 4-1 in the second, and he was just going on. And I turned to Phil and I said, if you could go on the side change right now, and you could say something to Paul, what would it be? And kind of like a little coaching thing. He said, well, the first thing I would tell Paul is, man, you're competing like crazy out here. I am so impressed. Forget the score. I can see you just working and hustling, and you're competing like crazy. And, man, I got just mad respect for you right now for doing that. But the other thing I would tell you is start drop shotting the guy, okay?
Right.
So
add this one element, right?
That's right. But aside from that, I think that I think that we don't either teach others, we don't teach students what that means in terms of what's that mindset to just compete your ass off. What does it mean? Well, sometimes for me, it just goes, I can't figure out a pattern, a shot pattern. I can't really figure out, what to do against this guy. And so, you know what? I am just going to hustle and work and compete like a mofo today. Right. And just see where the chips fall, and you never know. Because there's so many opportunities to just kind of make excuses and build a story. And there's always the risk, well, God, if I compete my ass off today, what if I lose? Well, I'm sorry, but we watch it on TV every day with the Tennis Channel, with the guys and the gals.
Yeah.
They're competing like crazy, and they just got thumped 2-2.
I think we're going to do a whole episode about people losing to people they shouldn't lose to in practice matches. We're going to start flashing it across the bottom of the screen here. Right?
A news flash, a little stroller.
A ticker, right, that goes across. Hey, Bob in Southern California just lost to Ralph, who's a 3-5, and Bob's a 4-0, and we're going to... Right?
Yeah, how you feeling about this? Well, I competed like crazy. That's good. That's good. All right, listen, good stuff today, Jeff, man. Great topic. Thank you. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Quick reminder, we want to get you on a free coaching call. It's private. 3 of us, we get on a conference call, and you just got to bring that one thing in your game right now that you feel like is holding you back, that if we could help you, put you on the path to solving that thing, getting the result you want, that would be pretty cool. So the way you get that free coaching call is go over to goldballhunting.com, first name, email address, click the button, and you'll get access to our online calendar scheduler where you can literally cherry pick the date and time that works best for you. If you're already on our email list, every email that we shoot out there to you has got a link that will take you to the online calendar scheduler. Jeffrey, what would we like to find folks to do right here, right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Guys, get out there today. I can see it. I can see it from right here, right there. Get out there. Help someone else have a spectacular day. And we're going to compete like hell tomorrow and do this again, Jeff.
I can't stinking wait.